Many spec screenplays are sold every year? Part two. The 450-ish movies every year that are not controlled by studios and streamers, but still get distribution. I would say the vast majority of those are based on specs. I'm a film financier. I see just hundreds of budgets every year. People are trying to get us to finance their movies. I see a massive cross section of independent films, so I have a pretty good idea of what these movies look like and what these screenwriters are getting paid. So after they write a spec screenplay, is the screenplay sold outright? No, it's not really quote unquote sold until the movie goes into production. So the way this will kind of happen is, a screenwriter will bring a script to a producer and they read it, and then the producer goes to try to set it up. Now, sometimes there is an option in place. Sometimes it's like a low dollar option, $100 or $1,000 or whatever, just so that the producer knows they have a right for a given period of time. But sometimes, if it's a writer I trust, I'll just leave the rights with the writer, and then just tell them, look, I'm going to go put this movie together, and at a certain point, we'll paper the deal and get you paid on the movie. And the point at which the screenplay I would consider sold is when the film gets financed and the screenwriter is going to get paid that amount of money that's in the budget. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how much that money is. Now, I've narrowed it down to this 450, and the vast majority of them are going to be specs, probably 95%. You might have a random production company who had a pet project and bought the rights to a book and paid somebody, but that is definitely the minority. The vast majority of the budgets that I see in the story and rights, there is no provision to pay for the rights to a book or a comic book or some sort of underlying property. Most of them are just specs. And in fact, most independent producers and directors who are looking to set up their movies independently are looking for a great screenplay that is not that expensive, because they know that it's really hard to reach the strike price of an independent film, and increments of 50, 100, $150,000 really matter. So, I mean, for us, if I get a script and I see a big number in story and rights, if it's like three, four, $500,000, that's almost an automatic pass right away. And stay tuned for part three. I'm going to talk real numbers, what people are actually getting paid for these scripts.